Hi guys, this is Moti, and in this video we're going to talk about practical steps on how to avoid and prevent all bad trips, or at least 99% of them. But before we start, a small disclaimer: all the content in this video is done for educational purposes only and harm reduction. We do not promote or advise people to use any illegal substance. It depends where you are in the world, in which country, and even if it's legal in your country, still psychedelic substances are extremely strong and potent, and they have a risky side and element to them. That's it. Alright, so bad trips. Bad trips is such a huge issue and such a big fear for many people, including myself. So even I was really afraid of bad trips and the negative consequence of using psychedelics. I was not informed, I was not educated in this subject, and I just saw some old videos from the 50s where some shrink or psychiatrist gave psychedelics to some housewife and she was totally tripping. It looked amazing and I said, whoa, that's amazing, but I don't want to mess up with my brain. Many years have passed and I've learned a lot and got educated in the subject and realized how we can reduce the harm and what could be dangerous and what not, and what the benefits are, of course. And in that sense, I did not grow up like most people. I was not exposed to psychedelics like most people are being exposed from friends, parties, and festivals and recreational usage. For me, it really came from self-development and with more scientific background into it. And that's why I don't experience bad trips. I'm actually looking for them. They're hard, they're not exactly bad. And when we define a bad trip, there is, of course, this what we call a psychosis or a schizophrenia breakout, when the aliens are about to abduct you, when the government is listening and everyone is against you. That's something totally different and should definitely be avoided. But a bad trip is not necessarily something you want to avoid. It's something that could be hard but really beneficial and make you grow, and your life afterwards would be better. So in a sense, if your life improves, then why the trip is bad? It's hard, right? There are just bad trips when it's annoying, bad influence, everything is not fun, and these are things that you can definitely avoid. And in a sense, what you want to do is avoid them by deciding and planning the trip or the journey or the session that you do want. In this video, I'm going to do really practical steps on what we can do to prevent it, and it really can prevent 99% of any case of a bad trip. Step 1. As I mentioned, if you have any past or medical condition, or someone in your family with some mental illness such as psychosis or schizophrenia, you of course should not try using psychedelics. It's very risky and it could amplify the chance that it would trigger some mental issue. And that's one big issue that you want to avoid from the beginning. Step 2, know thy substance. So many times people kind of wing it and are very spontaneous about their psychedelic usage. They don't know exactly what they took and they don't know how much, when, what should they do before. It's kind of spontaneous, and when you don't know what you took and then something is not going well, then you start to doubt what you took and how you took it, and more uncertainty. So basically, as long as you know what you take, how much you take, and you do it gradually, then it will give you more certainty and clarity, and hence you'll be more controlling about the situation. That brings us to the third step, graduality. Graduality? No, that's not a word. Progress. Start low, go higher, but start low with every substance. If it's LSD, if it's mushrooms, if it's MDMA, so. Let's talk about LSD and mushrooms in this sense. You definitely want to start low and go higher, and most people want to go, no, yeah, I want to go hero dose, I want to go 5 grams, I want to go crazy, I want to see God, I want to be one with the universe, I want to be one with the planet. For some people it's very tempting and they want to do it, but there is a lot to learn in lower doses. It doesn't mean that a lower dose is not as deep It's not as spiritual. There is really a lot. I think it's like grades, like you're at the first grade, second grade, then go to junior high, high school. You don't jump. It doesn't make sense. It's too much for you to understand what's going on. When people are saying, yeah, I'm under hallucinations and the walls are moving. No, you just don't understand what you're seeing. It's something deeper and more complex, and we can barely understand it. But it's not hallucinations. That's why starting lower is really important. Even think about it, when you microdose, or more than a microdose, when you're in low doses, you don't hallucinate, but your eyesight is much sharper. The colors are much more vivid. You see everything in small, minute details. So it's not hallucinations, it's improvement of eyesight. When you go higher, then things become really weird. It doesn't mean it's hallucination, it means it's stuff we just don't understand, we don't know how to interpret it. That's why taking gradual steps and slowly go higher and higher will prevent bad trips. You'll also understand your body much better. Sometimes people get weak, lazy, stomachache, nausea, but as long as you do it gradually, it's gonna be more understandable. I learned how to remove my nausea. Even I know how not to have it, but even if I have it, I know how to release it. It's some way to focus very deeply in the gut, in the area of the gut, to feel some frequency that's going on there and release it. Just it's muscle release, it's tension release, and then immediately the uncomfortable feeling I have in the stomach released and stops immediately. And it's breath work and muscle tension releasing in the stomach. So that's another thing that we can avoid and can prevent bad trips. Step 4, learning how to control your breath. So controlling your breath in stressful situations is amazing and a powerful tool. It's been used so much and so shallowly to say to people, yeah, breathe, take a deep breath. But it's true. Inhaling and exhaling deep can really help calming the nervous system, and when you're under the influence of psychedelics, also the influence that calms you down increases. But you have to remember, you have to think, you have the mind and you have the body, and you have to think, okay, my body is feeling extreme emotions, and I know it's not real in a sense. I know my sensory perception is open, and that's why I'm experiencing it. I should not let it affect my thoughts and decisions and my emotion. That's why mentally you can separate the driver from the car, the chariot from the horse. And that's exactly what you do when you say inhale, exhale slower, and again inhale, exhale slower, and any bad emotion, bad thoughts, bad feelings that come up slowly reduce and calm down, and eventually you change the bad emotion with good emotions. Step 5 or 6 or 5, whatever. Everyone talks about certain settings and about how the settings, the surroundings should be nice, should be fun, should be pleasant, should be beautiful. Go to nature, be with friends, listen to music, and yeah, it makes sense, of course, if you're going to be in a very harsh situation like a huge traffic jam or under a missile attack. Like I'm now in Israel, there are missile attacks by Hamas, but that's a different topic. So yeah, of course you want to have nice settings, but also try not so nice settings. So I'm not saying go to a war zone, but try to find yourself calm in uncomfortable situations. Slowly and gradually, you'll be able to withstand uncomfortable situations even under the uses of psychedelics. Now, this is very dangerous and very risky, what I'm saying. It could be extremely unpleasant, and there were many cases when people just lost it. So, please be mindful when you're thinking about putting yourself in some stressful situation under the use of psychedelics. You should be very experienced before attempting anything like that. However, still do it in a very, very small issues. Even like tell a friend to scream at you when you're like home and you feel okay, and you tell them, try to scream at me. Let's see they're gonna rise from it, how I'm gonna feel it in my body, and just focus on that, understand that. It's like, that's it, guys. These were some really basic rules on how to prevent a bad trip. If you like the content, feel free to subscribe, feel free to comment, or feel free to send me a letter. I don't read letters. Okay.